True City is a brilliant idea, but it's an idea that actually, surprisingly, is not rocket science.
I'd say it's a group of like-minded churches who are committed to working together to see good things happen in the city in the name of Jesus Christ.
It's a movement of God's presence, Spirit, among His people in the city, wanting us to work together in a cooperative spirit to bring His blessing to the people that live in the city.
I think True City's been really effective in that way of helping us sustain our call into this neighborhood. It was there before, but we wouldn't be nearly as effective in the neighborhood as we are if it hadn't been for our engagement with True City.
And I think what it has done, in effect, is taken us out of our kind of narrow shell in terms of being an evangelical church which sought to preach the gospel. And we've become a church who's sought now to live the gospel out in terms of demonstrating the love of Christ in this community here.
I think one is we really want to be the first people on someone's doorstep when they come from another part of the world and come to Hamilton and they've ended up in Riverdale. We want to be the first ones on their doorstep to welcome them in, to make them feel like they have come home, that they've come to a safe place, a place where somebody knows they're there and is glad that they've arrived.
Bethany's involvement in True City has gone in a number of very interesting ways. Our involvement in the local school and volunteers who have been helping there in a variety of capacities. Our work with newcomers has been very exciting, and we really have grown and understood much more about the global community than we have ever understood in the past.
True City is kind of a movement of different churches that are working together to be better neighbors, to love their neighborhood, to be more intentional about living in their neighborhoods and reaching out to the people around them.
It's a whole bunch of friends, each responsible for their own things, their own neighborhoods, their own areas, who come together to celebrate, to encourage, to inspire, to pray for, to help, however they can, each other become better.
I see True City working when I see people from different traditions getting excited about how the gospel works.
I grew up where churches wouldn't talk to the other denominations, and here in True City we're able to learn and talk with each other and encourage one another, and it's just opened up avenues of conversation and communication that I just haven't experienced before, and I really do think that's going to be a big impact in our city.
I love the phrase "for the good of the city," and I'm drawn to that phrase because I guess for me personally, I grew kind of tired of being in a system in church where it existed for itself, and so things were about for the good of the members, and that seems to be pretty anti-gospel to me.
For good of the city means partnering with the local agencies or the leaders in the community, whether it be the principals or the supers or the rec center leaders or social agency leaders. We partner with them to bring good to the city.
Ultimately, I think people, they've heard the gospel, they've heard about God, they've heard about our love, they've heard about what we believe, but they haven't been impacted by what it means to be loved and to really know that what we believe really matters. And it doesn't matter just to those people inside the walls, but it matters to people in the streets.
The year before last, we had done, a group from a church had done some volunteer work for Kids Fest, and I never dreamed in a million years that it would ever kind of come into my workplace, right? So there was a lady that works there by the name of Ricky, and I heard her talking about this backpack, and I just jumped for joy, and I ran to her desk, and I said, "Do you know about True City?" It was just an amazing how God is sort of seeping into the workplace.
For the good of the city speaks to me of what our mission actually is, which is local bodies of followers of Jesus moving into a place and becoming part of the city.
The neat thing is that God makes us so different and so unique that within the church there is more than enough to meet the needs of this community that we call Hamilton.